Hello, welcome back to April's Messy Kitchen. I just wanted to come on here real quick and mention something. Um, as you all know, I lived in Kentucky for a number of years, 15 years, and at times, like a lot of the times, where we lived, we had to draw our water from a well, and we heated our house with coal and wood burning stove. And a lot of those times, we did without electricity for one reason or another. Sometimes it was because we couldn't pay the bill. That yellow house that we lived in, where my first child was born, there was a time when I didn't have the money. We didn't have the money to pay the electric bill, and we heated that house with electric baseboard heat, and that's expensive. And he was born in March, and the following winter, as it started to get cold, we ran out of money. We didn't have enough money even for food at times. So we certainly didn't have money to pay the electric bill. As I stand here doing dishes in my nice, comfortable kitchen, where I have plenty of electricity and plenty of running water, I am so thankful for these conveniences, because there was a time, for a long time, that I didn't have all of these conveniences. I had the conveniences, but sometimes not all at the same time. In particular, I was standing here thinking about the time that I was a cook. I was at a place called Buckhorn Children's Center, and it was for lack of a better word, wayward teens who couldn't live at home for whatever reason, and they lived in a group home, and I was the cook, one of the cooks in the girls group home. There were like 15, 20 girls between the ages of like 12 and 18, and there were house parents. Well, I would go from our house. At that time, we lived at the mouth of the holler. Actually, we lived in the old home place I spoke of earlier until we could get our own place. So we were all crammed into the old home place, and at times we didn't have electricity there either for various reasons. In fact, there was a time where I had two little kids of my own. I had a little girl and a little boy, and we had no car. We had no TV. I did have a television that could play VHS tapes. Remember VHS? That's back in the day. So I could play stuff like that on the TV. However, we didn't have any network TV or anything, and we had no car. So anytime I needed to go to town, which was in Jackson, 28 miles away, or to the IGA in Boonville, I had to hitch a ride with somebody. I had to rely on my sisters-in-law or Doris Jean up the road, and I had to rely on them. So when I did get to go grocery shopping, I stocked up. But there were times when we were without electricity, and it was so odd, because I would go to work where there was electric. I would go in the morning, and I would prepare. They already had their breakfast, but I would prepare their lunch meal and their evening meal. So I would be there like from 11:30 in the morning until they ate at 5. And I had full conveniences because, it was, some of it was paid for by the state, and there were people that gave charitable donations. But I had full electricity, full running water, very good kitchen equipment. And then at 5 o'clock, my life changed. Every day I'd go home to the old home place where we heated it with coal and wood, and we drew our water from a well, and we actually had water that would come through the pipes, but it was so red that we couldn't use it. I would wash my children in it, and they had blonde hair that turned orange over time. So it was a difference between where I worked, which was very up to date and modern, and then just a few miles down the road, I would go home, And it was like stepping back in time again. And I just wanted to come on here and mention that. How grateful I am that I can stand here at my sink and wash dishes with nice water, and I don't take things for granted. So, do you guys have any stories like that? I'd like to hear about them in the comments. Can anybody relate to that? I'd love to hear about it. So until next time, from April's Messy Kitchen, I'll be talking at you.